Meantime, we are learning a lot more about the stunning collapse of cryptocurrency giant FTX. It was once valued at $32 billion, right now effectively worthless, in bankruptcy, leaving creditors and customers wondering if they're ever going to see their money again.
Sam Bankman-Fried, the man behind that company, he actually talked to CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin at the New York Times Steelbook Summit yesterday. It was his first extended on-camera live interview, and he appeared to express some contrition over what's happened.
Look, I screwed up. Like, I was CEO. I had a responsibility. That means that I was responsible ultimately for us doing the right things. And I mean, we didn't. Like, we messed up big.
Wow. Andrew Ross Sorkin joins us right now. That was kind of a big confession there. I mean, this company worth $32 billion now. He's got like $100,000 on a credit card or something like that. Is what he's saying, like, I had no idea what went wrong? Is that plausible?
I think a lot of people are asking that question this morning and whether his answers were truthful. What appears to have happened is he was running the equivalent of a stock exchange, taking people's money that they thought they were investing in cryptocurrencies. He was also running another hedge fund, his own investment firm, investing in cryptocurrencies. And he was, quote unquote, loaning money from those people to himself and then gambling with that money. Some people call that stealing. He says that he didn't intend to do that and he didn't realize what was happening. But, of course, as you might imagine, lots of people asking lots of questions.
Yeah,
that was the best summary I've heard so far of what's transpired. Here's the thing. I'm watching this interview yesterday and I'm thinking, why in the world is this guy talking to Andrew Ross Sorkin? There's no reason that I would assume that his lawyers would think that was a good idea. This is part of what else he said from the Bahamas.
I think I have a duty to do everything I can to try and do what's right. If there is anything I can do to try and help customers out here. And I don't see what good is accomplished by me just sitting locked, in a room pretending the outside world doesn't exist.
Okay, so there's the explanation about why he was talking. But, I mean, criminal liability, what's the potential for that here?
I think it's very real. The Department of Justice investigating. He is living in the Bahamas. That's where he had incorporated the company to live outside of the jurisdiction of the United States. By the way, his parents, law professors at Stanford University, and he said specifically this was against the advice of his lawyers to conduct and participate, of course, in this
Can I ask one last question?
Yeah.
They're regular, everyday people who invested in this. They trusted, some put their life savings into it. Is there any shot that those people will get any return, any money back after this
There is something called FTX.US. It's the U.S. branch of this, and that there is possibly some money there. So for some Americans who invested through that exchange, there might be some possibility of getting money back. But I received emails and letters and notes from people who said they lost their life savings.
Wow. Terrible.
Andrew,
that was a fascinating interview, by the way, with him. People should watch the whole thing.
Very much.
Thanks, Andrew. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.